Hey everybody, what's going on? There's a lot going on right now. So right now, I want to welcome you to Game Builder Garage, my Twitch stream at Tinker. I'm super excited that you all are here. This is Computer Science Ed Week, so I thought we'd have a little fun here and do my Twitch, do my Switch. Hey, that rhymes. And do some Game Builder Garage. I'm gonna turn this down just a tiny bit, just a tiny bit, and we can chat and just see how things are going. I hope you guys have had a great week, a great Computer Science Ed week. Those of you who are trying to get on the chat right now, I put some settings on there. You got to be on for a little bit to before you make a chat. So that's kind of like my little digital citizenship thing on there. You got to be able to follow me for a little bit, not too long, maybe about 10 minutes or so, and then you can be able to chat and say a couple of things. I got some settings on there, so hopefully it works. If it doesn't, I know y'all will let me know. But I'm super excited that you guys are here. So, you guys haven't heard of Game Builder Garage before. It's pretty cool. I think I discovered this about a year and a half ago. I didn't discover it, my daughter did. And so, I hadn't had a Switch yet, I don't think. And what I loved about it was, again, this is introducing you to the world of coding, computer science, all on the Switch. I didn't know this existed at all. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to go on ahead and say, you know what? This is going to make me get the Nintendo Switch right here. So, we know all the kids and adults have Nintendo Switches. And I will tell you, everybody in my household has a Switch, except for the wife. She doesn't have one. But my kids have a Switch, I have a Switch, and this is one of the reasons why I got it, because I was so super excited about getting this and just playing around with it. Now, I will tell you that I haven't gone knee deep in this quite yet, but I've gone just enough just to kind of play around with it and just get my feet with it. But I think you'll like it. I think it's about $30 to purchase, but there's so much more you can do. I mean, I got to go through and create a game, and yes, did I get frustrated? Absolutely. But that's the learning process with all of this. And so I had a good time. So I'm gonna walk you through the intro and maybe the first lesson a bit, and tomorrow maybe the second lesson, or probably the finishing up the last lesson. And so I think you guys will like it, and we'll have a good time with this. And you can sit there and chat, or sit there and tweet out and show everybody what's going on, what I'm doing. But again, you gotta stay on for a little bit and follow me for a little bit in order to participate. But you don't need to hurry up and get the Game Builder Garage to participate. You can just watch what I'm doing. I'm just gonna chat away, and you're gonna see me succeed, you're gonna see me fail, but I'm all doing this in the responsive learning. So here's the thing. So you also get a glimpse of my new space. I call it the Watchtower. That's a play on in the comic books. And you get to see, my Pokemon in the back, and my Mickey Sorcerer in the back. This took a while for me to put all together. Thanks to my loving family helping me out getting this all together, because this was a lot, y'all. This was a lot to do. But I'm really glad that this all came about. So I'm really super excited to put this all together. And I haven't really streamed on my own. You've probably seen a couple of games that I've put out there, and I know some of you guys have seen me on the esports EDU, but this is me stepping out a little bit on my own. I'm a big kid now. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'm super excited to show this, and I'm so glad that I'm showing this as a debut of like my Twitch stream, and hopefully I'll do a lot more. So let's go on ahead and get started. So what you'll see is you'll probably see me either staring at my screen. I got my Streamlab OBS going, and if I look to the left a little bit, I got my big monitor, my big gaming monitor where I can play the game here. But when you start off with the game, you actually don't get access to the free programming part. You only have access to the interactive lessons in the very beginning if you're using this for the very first time. So that's key. So once you start off again, you won't see this until you complete the intro, and I think the first lesson, if I'm not mistaken. So this doesn't exist until you complete, I believe, one lesson. So let's walk through this and let's get started, shall we? Interactive lessons. All right. So technically, ladies and gentlemen, like I told you, I'm on this lesson 2 on a roll. I haven't seen this quite yet. So if we get through this, maybe part 2 tomorrow, if you join me tomorrow, we'll be on this one. But I really want to walk you through what I had to go through in the very beginning. Now, what I already love about what you already will see this, you'll see the screen and what the game you'll have to build and play, because you are building the game. And guess what? When you finish with it, you can share this out with people to play. So if we don't finish this today and we finish it tomorrow, I will share out the game for everybody to play. But you have to have the Game Builder Garage in order to play the game. So it's not just randomly free to play. So this is what it looks like. This is the lesson 2 version on a roll, and it tells you how long it will take for you to get through the program. So it takes an hour for this one. So we're gonna go back and we're gonna start at the very beginning. Programming 101. Okay, this is where I had to start off from the very beginning. So it's pretty cool. So now I'm gonna cheat. You see this here? Y'all, I'm old school, okay? Let's just be clear. I'm old school. So I like the Super Joy-Con controllers, but I still like to have something holding in my hand. So I had to get a separate one. That's just me. That's just what I do. So the controllers are still connected to my Switch, so I'm using this one. And so you can get the controller if you want to, but the Joy-Cons still work just the same. It's going to look a little different with the controller. It's going to feel a little different. You have to go in your settings and kind of play around with that. And so when I first started, I kind of got a little frustrated, but and you'll probably see me get frustrated going, what, how do I figure this out? Because my memory just goes out like that. But yeah, as you can see here, you'll have the Alice guide, and she'll walk you through a couple of things, and you have what you're going to be doing on the right hand side, and then the description of the left, the description of the game, kind of like what you do in class, right? So, hey, I got one person over there. What's up, P? So, let's go on ahead and just get started. We're going to go into programming. Programming 101. That's where I feel like I all should be. Programming 101. Alright, so here we are. The goal for this intro is I gotta grab the apple. So there might be a little bit of lag on my Streamlab OBS, so I'm gonna go over here to the big screen where I can see myself moving. So my goal is to grab the apple, and I have to use my left thumbstick and the B to jump. And I kid you not, I'm trying. I can't. Alright, so then there's some help that goes along the way with this. Love this part. So it's telling me I need some help. Obviously, yes, I need some help. And I'm getting a little frustrated. What's with the word look? Yeah, I got a word look when I first started. Even with reading the directions, I'm like, why can't I do this? And the little dot's called Bob. So the blue dot's called Bob. The Bob, he's gonna help you along the way with the process, right? And with coding, programming, learning anything new, not just coding programming, let me not say that. With learning anything new, you're gonna get a little frustrated, right? So the goal for Bob the blue dot, he's gonna get you through all this, right? So you know that you can't jump. Your B button on your controller, no matter what controller you have, simply does not work. Okay? So he's telling you there's a good reason why. This game's still under construction. You have to build it. So you'll never beat the game no matter how hard you try, because the game is still under construction, right? So you gotta go behind the curtain, behind the switch curtain to see what's up. So let's go behind that and do that now. Alright. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright. It's my favorite part. We're on the back end. We're inside the switch. So Bob. Oh, if it isn't our Bob, good to see you, dear. So now you're looking at this guy Bob here. Keep going. Bob is all over the place talking to all these people, right? Alright. Let me make one thing clear. So they're calling me Eddie Tech 4. I have all of these different versions of my name floating around, right? If you're looking for me on Nintendo Switch, it's Eddie Tech 4. All because of the nickname characters. I try to get my name as close as possible to Ed Tech Tinker. So in the console world, if you need to find me, it's Eddie Tech 4 or Eddie Techie 4, somewhere around there. So anytime you have to find me in the console world, that's me. Okay, so these little orange people are called the Nodons. These are your people that are going to help get your game going. And apparently these Nodons live inside of your Nintendo Switch console. Did y'all know that? We have Nodons in our consoles. If you call upon a Nodon on this here program screen, then connect them together. And pal, you're actually altering the game's programming. So we're actually going to be programming this game together. Alright. Alright, so now we gotta finish the game. So, yeah, I had the blank look earlier, like, I don't know what I'm about to get myself into, even at the intro. But don't we always feel like that? So, let's finish building. So, so the goal of this is we gotta make that little guy, that blue guy in the beginning that we saw, we gotta make him jump. So, make it so by pressing B lets you jump. Alright? See the output port on this button Nodon? Yep, I see it. Just connect it to the jump port on the person Nodon to make them jump. Got it. So this is the button Nodon. So that is up here. Here's the stick Nodon here. That's the left thumbstick right here. And then here's the button Nodon. So that's all these buttons right here. This one is specifically B. This is your person Nodon. So if you see one looking like this, usually they're a grayish white color. But later on you'll be able to change the color. It's pretty cool. All right. So at this point, with the left thumbstick, we already got it to where they're connected, right? So we're able to move the person Nodon around on the screen. We saw that, but we couldn't make them jump. So now they want us to hold down A and move the cursor with the left thumbstick and just move it all the way to the jump part. Okay. There you go. And now it says I should be able to do the game. Alright, so let's try it. Alright, so here we are. We're back in our game. I can move, but can I jump? Yes, I can. Alright. So let's go ahead and jump on these boards. I did it! See, don't you feel successful? So now, that's just the gist, the intro part to this. Alright, so now we're gonna go back to the programming screen. Right? A little easy, right? So yeah, it's gonna take us through some more lessons here. And then by the end, you'll be able to create your own kind of game, which is what we're about to do in a minute. Alright, so you have a choice. You really want to go do this? Let's go for it. I'm brave enough. I got the blue guy to jump, right? Let's go ahead and see what happens. Alright, they're gonna walk us through all the game stuff, so. Alright. So here's the blue flags in the middle are going to be your checkpoints, but you don't know what they are. They're like, just like you would give your students in class a checkpoint test, just see like, you got it. Before we move on to the actual new lesson or new unit, this is just like in school, right? Let's see where you at. So let's go on ahead and hit that checkpoint. Make the person jump. Now let's see if I follow the instructions and if I make the person jump. You know, sometimes I don't listen. Those of y'all who know me, sometimes I can be hard-headed, right? So this is called puzzles. Right, to clear the puzzle, I need to get that apple. How are you gonna do it? Alright. You'll need to make a change if you want to get that apple. In fact, you'll need to do some programming all by yourself. So they're letting me go all by myself. So now I need to go to that programming screen. Alright. So now we're here in our little board, in our programming screen. And now I need to go on ahead and make this person jump with this node on here. How can I make him jump? Let's test some things out. If it doesn't work, I can just go back again. Give it your best shot. So, alright. I'm with the person node on, and then the button node on is B. Okay, so anything that I do with B is gonna affect what that person does. So let's just say I do for laughs and giggles, I'm going to do forward and backward. Alright? It's not telling me if it's right or wrong. This is the part where, you know, we let our kids self-discover, like I know that you all been doing all week, kind of just taking a step back when it comes to coding and programming in computer science, and just letting them self-discover, ask questions, and facilitate, figure out. So you're doing the same thing here, like what happens if they do this? Or if you know what the right answer is. You know exactly what the right answer is, right? But what happens if the B button does this? So let's try it. Alright, so we know that button node on is B. I gotta get the apple. I'm trying to move the left thumbstick. That's not programmed for me to do, so I can't move it. The right one, I can't do that either. So why? That's not programmed because that's not part of what the node on is supposed to do. X is not either. A is not either. The only the no down that was programmed was that B no down button. So I'm gonna press it and see what happens. He fell off. Where did he went to? I don't know. He went swimming, or I don't know. I don't know where he went. But the goal was to do what? Get the apple, right? So I can't get him back. So what am I supposed to do? I can go back always with that pencil icon and go back literally to the drawing board. So we know that that didn't work, right? So for laughs and giggles, let's go back and do that one. What does that one do? I don't know. Let's find out. Same thing. You can't press any of the other buttons. And he just goes off on the screen. I love it. I just did all this kind of stuff on purpose just to see where the person no down would go to, and you can't bring them back. There's no way. I mean, I tried with the other buttons. There's just no way because the B is the program button, right? So there's no other way to bring the person no down back. So I just got to go back to the pencil icon to go back to the programming screen and try another one. And you know all the kids are going to try this, right? Just to see what's going to happen, what they're going to do, right? So let's try. We know what the obvious answer is, right? I'm just doing stuff for laughs and giggles. So I'm going to go down here. Action. I don't remember what the action one did when I pressed it, but we'll find out. So again, pressing all the buttons except for the B. Still confirmed, can't do nothing with it. So let's press B. Okay, so here's the issue here. I remember this one now. So this is action. So you know in games or in programs, like, well, this is the closest thing. They're doing an action. They're jumping. What's the issue? What's the issue? What was the goal, right? You still got to get the apple. You got to jump. But he's jumping. But that's an action. He's doing something literally with his arms. So that's not going to work. So obviously that's not the right one. Back to the drawing board. We know what it is. He literally has to jump. That's the goal, right? Alright. So let's try it. Alright. All the buttons again don't work. There you go. Clear. Alright. So that's like I call it a check yourself type of a thing. Alright, confirm. I got to make the person jump. Sweet. Well, hold on. I've already done all that. Let's go back. Let's see if I can pause that in. Then we're gonna end that part with that. Let's go back. Alright. So we've done the programming, right? Programming, we did a checkpoint. I'm gonna show you this guide real quick. It may take us to the guide in the tag showdown. I don't remember. But if you click on the guide here, so I like this because it just reminds you of some basics. Funny thing, I thought I completed some of this stuff, but it just reminds you of some checkpoints if you want to go through this. Game Builder Garage basics, moving characters, game screen no-downs job, basic object properties, opening fire with launched objects. Oh, some of these are like when I get further into lessons, it'll start giving me some checkpoints. So I didn't get that deep yet. This does get a little complex, but it's still fun. Go back. All right, let's go to what we all came here for. It's a tag showdown. So this is the actual game. So let's hit confirm. All right. Like I told you before, I've gone through all of this. We're not gonna get through all 7 steps. Yes, this is 7 steps. All the way from adding player controls, all the way to the finishing touches. So all of this is lesson one. So it's like lesson one with sub lessons. So you got a bit. You got a while. So first thing we're doing is we're gonna add the play control. So let's hit confirm. You're back with your little blue guy. We all know you're Bob. He's ready to start working with us. We're about to make the first name. Tag Showdown. So they give you a preview of what the game is going to do. This is your goal. You're going to end up building and creating this game. Now, you got to have like 2 players to kind of do this, but when you're building it, you're good with doing it by yourself. It's all good. But once the game is done, you can get, you know, a friend of yours to come by and play it with the Joy-Con controller and just have a good time. But it's pretty cool. I'll play it again one more time. I didn't realize how intricate this all was until I went through it. Like, that's why you're going to steps 1 through 7, because you're doing the most with it. It's pretty cool. Alright. So in this game, attacker will chase after a runner while dodging a turn of rolling balls. It's pretty neat. Okay. Alright. The program that you do on the program screen will be reflected right here on the screen. So anything that we do on the program screen is going to show right here. So when we're in that checkpoint screen, right? That's what this was, but now this is kind of like a blank slate. Alright, so let's go there. Alright, here's your programming screen. This is where you call up Nodon and program your game. Alright. Let's get our player character up and running. For that, we need to call a person Nodon. Select your object. We're gonna go to our characters. This is really cool. It really walks you through this, so like it takes you step by step. So these are all your characters that they have. They have a person, a car, a UFO, but for this particular lesson, you're going through, you're the person. And these are everything that the person can do: forward, left, right, jump, action. So everything that a human being can do, right, or a living thing can do, animal, whatever. And that's your person, Nodon. Welcome. Alright. So what happened? So what happened after we placed the person Nodon? So now we got the person Nodon on here. So what does the screen look like? So there he is on an empty screen. You still can't do anything with him yet because he's not programmed. Right? But now we gotta do all the controlling stuff. Try moving the person with the L now, and you notice I'm moving him with the L. He doesn't do nothing because he's not programmed. So now, if we want to move the player with the L, then we need the stick Nodon. So now we got to go to input and get the stick movement, get the L, and this time we're moving the person left and right, because if you notice in the gaming, when we looked at the game, it was moving left and right. Incidentally, I don't know, P, I don't know if you're still on or not, chatting or not. What did you do anything for CS Week? You do a lot of creative stuff, so I'm just curious, man. What did you do for Computer Science Week? And if anybody is out there, I want to know what you all did for Computer Science Week. I thought this was really cool to do. Whether if you had a Nintendo Switch or not, and I couldn't wait to show this. So I don't know. I don't know if P, if you still, if you still in the chat or not. I'm just curious to know what you did. Yep, you've been designing all week. Y'all, this is one person that you really need to follow. Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever your channels are, you guys need to follow him. Put all your information in the chat because okay, I should be showing the rest of this, but like if y'all have seen like my banner, he did that like with my little with my cartoon picture. He made that for me. He is the bomb.com. I kid you not. So like anything that is designed, like if you look up design in the dictionary, his name should be right there. I kid you not. He is the bomb.com. You guys need to follow him. He does a lot of stuff on Twitch and on Twitter, LinkedIn and stuff. Like you can't. Man, I'm supposed to be talking about this, but I'm on my soapbox. You can't come to him and talk Canva. You, okay, he's gonna be mad at me because he knows what this Twitch background is. All this is on Canva, so I'm almost a little embarrassed to tell him that yeah, this is Canva because he knows he gonna talk about me later if he's not talking about me now. He doesn't do this kind of stuff. Like y'all need to see his work. His work is phenomenal. You can't go to him and say Canva because he's like Canva what? Canva who? I'm sorry, P. You just that good. You just that good. But he walks you through step by step how to do everything. So I had to give you that. I had to give you that shout out. I'm sorry. I had to give you that shout out because you do some amazing work. You do some amazing work. Anyhow, I just had to put that out there. So okay, let me follow this work. So now I gotta move this person. Let's see, move them. I believe left and right. I believe. Let's see. The stick node on. See what happens when I get on my soapbox. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing. I may hit you up later. Let's see. Alright, we need to link up the stick nodon's output port with the left to right port of the person nodon. So we gotta move this guy left and right, right? So let's go ahead and do that. You know, when I did this first time, I never tried to do it on the wrong one. Let me see what happens if I do that. I was trying to just do right. I want to let you, so it's making you go to the left and right one. Okay. Alright. Sending over the output from the control stick. Alright, let's go back to the screen. Alright, so try moving it. Yeah, so now we finally can move them. What I'm scared to do now is if I go off the screen. Yep. Okay. It's different from the intro. This one's nice enough to let me go back and forth. Sweet. But I still can't jump. I still can't press any other buttons. Now it's asking me the jumps. Alright. We need to move that stick node on into the blue frame. Let's do that. Now select input button. Select B. The button node on and select it. I'm your button bashing buddy, so alright. I like the fact that they that the Switch, these nodons or whatever, know that you mash buttons, so they know. I don't do that because if I do that, I know these buttons are gonna break, and then I'm gonna be upset that I have to go out to a GameStop or a Walmart or wherever to buy a controller. So I try not to do that. Alright. Fit the button nodon inside the blue frame. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Then link up the person nodon to the jump port. Let's do that. If that button gets bashed, you can be sure I'll let you know. Alright. Now it's gonna ask, go ahead, try it. Try first. So now I can go on ahead, move the button left and right, and I can jump. It jumps pretty high too. Going back to the program screen, we're successful with that. All that was step one. Aside from me doing all that rambling like I usually do, all that was step one. I'm sure the kids will get this a lot faster. You know, me being old, I'm sure the kids will get that part in 5 minutes. Okay, and then you got them all cheering you on. Pretty cool, right? Now ready to go to the next level. See, now all of that was just step one. Aside from me doing all the talking and the rambling and stuff, you can probably get that done in less than 5 minutes the next. So now we're in step two, making the floors and the walls. This is pretty cool to do. Okay, let's get right back to building our game of tag. Okay, so what I like about this too is it does save your progress, yes, but then Bob, the blue button, sounds like I'm about to say Bob the Builder, but they always go back and refer to like, okay, here's what you did beforehand, just to refresh your memory. So that's kind of why I was really into this, because most games, I don't care what you play, sometimes they're like, okay, we got to move on, and they don't go back and refresh. So this one, and that's why I think I really love programming, coding in CS, because it's always reminding you, remember what you did in the last step, you got to add to it, you got to build to it, you got to keep going to that next step. So this one is reminding you, remember what you tried using L and B to move the character, so you can even go back and just say, okay, yeah, remember you already built that's already saved, and try it, yeah, you got it. So let's continue on. Now we're about to build some floors and some walls, because you've already mastered moving the person node on. So now we got to build a space. Okay. Where we're going to put the entire level. How about in this space up here? That should do. Now we need to make sure the area is shown on the screen. We'll need to the game screen node on. I totally forgot about the game screen node on. So go to Objects, Game Screen. There's your game screen node on. Sweet. Everyone says on the next big thing. I don't know about that. We can determine which part of the program screen will be reflected on the gaming screen. Alright. Whatever I frame will appear vividly and thrillingly on the game screen. Let's make the game screen node on bigger. Okay. Drag this blue icon until the node on fits exactly in the blue frame. Alright. Let's see here. There we go. Now let's take a look and see what's happening on the screen. Alright. So, this is on purpose, right? They're getting you to build it, right? Nowhere to be seen. Where's your character at? You gotta move it. That's right. I thought you had to. I thought they want. At first, I thought we had to move the game screen over, but they want the person to be moved into it. All right. So I'm gonna click on that. We're gonna drag that person node on in there. All Alright, cool. Be sure to get my good side. Alright, you see what happened there? So we got the person out on the screen, but he fell. We did what was supposed to happen. That's what I like. We programmed what was supposed to be there. You got the person there, but there's some stuff that you gotta do. So we gotta put it in the floor. Object node on. Simple objects. Box. Alright. The object node on there. So we gotta move him where the blue box is just to get that there. Now go to the game screen. Alright, there's still an issue. We still put the box there. But it went away. So we gotta fix that. Select the object node on. Go to the settings icon. I know you probably saw a glimpse of this beforehand. So now you got to dig a little deeper. So this is getting you to dig a little deeper into the object. So you're no longer just placing stuff. You got to go into some settings and do this. So how many times have you seen kids go into settings and tinker with stuff? Haha, I just said tinker. So you're going in there and you got to change some things around. So other. We'll need to adjust the property settings to fix it so the object doesn't move anymore. Now disable the options movable, destructible, and destructive. Movable, destructible, and destructive. Some good vocabulary there, right? So, I'm disabling it. So basically what I've done is, this should not be able, if they're yellow, they're good, but if they're white, I've disabled them. So I shouldn't be able to move. Destructive and destructible, they shouldn't be able to fall apart. So they should be stationary, but let's see what happens. Bam. There you go. So now it's staying in one spot. Alright. So now we got it. They want us to change the size here. Let's go ahead and do that. Select the node on. Alright. Drag that. There you go. Now they want you to go back and see your stuff. There you go. Now I wonder what happens if I just go off screen with it. Am I able to come back? No, I guess not. It's not programmed to yet. So let's change the color. Alright. Set the object node on. We're going to the settings. Choose a color. Wants us to choose the brown color. So we've chosen brown. Go to the screen. There we are. We got our nice brown color. We can still jump. Everything is still programmable. It's still there. Sweet, right? Now they want us to build some walls. Alright. Just like with the floor, we'll need to make sure of the object will not create walls. Okay. So we need some more object node-ons. Good old copy and paste. So we're selecting the object node-on. Copy. now they want us to drag it into this section here. Change the height and the width. Let's see if it'll let me do it here. There you go. Now it wants to make another copy. And your walls are done. Let's go to the gaming screen. Bam, you have your walls. So now you don't have to worry about seeing them going off screen. Player doesn't have to fall off. Going back to the programming screen. Alright. We've just done step 2. And in less than 10 minutes to spare. Well, a little over 10 minutes. Step 3. Time to continue programming our game of tag. So, okay, so again, we've been going through this for about an hour, almost an hour, right? So it's going to go back and refresh everything that you've done, at least from the last time. I really love this because it's just refreshing everything that you've done beforehand. Okay. Select the person node on. And fit this to the blueprint, because what they're saying is the person node on is a little bit big. So I don't know if you caught that because I was just clicking a lot of buttons. But basically what they're saying is the person node on is way too big for the screen. We need to make them a little bit smaller. So I'm shrinking him up a little bit. And now the person's smaller. Real simple. Take a look at the character. A lot smaller, right? There you go. So now he or she or they not as big. Okay. Platforms. Select the platform here. Copy. So that fits the same size as the blue flame. Okay. I think this is where we're starting to make our bars here. There you go. Moving this over to the blue frame here. This is where he's gonna stand, so now he has something to get on. There you go. Now our little person node on has something to jump on. All right. A sloping platform, slopes. So there goes some math terms there. So now we're going to start by selecting the object node on, select it, make a copy. Alright. Go over to this blue frame over here. Again, once you start getting really good at this, I know you can start creating your own stuff. They want you to make it smaller. Oops. And now you gotta rotate it. Wrong way. There we go. Now I'm wondering, they want me to go on ahead and make another one, but I wonder if they'll let me preview it just for laughs and giggles. So I think I'm gonna try that. Nope, it doesn't let me do it. They want me to follow the directions. So go here, make a copy, move it over here, make it a bit smaller like the last one, move it over. Awesome. Now you can go see it. So now you got 3 platforms. two of them that are sloping. Now I don't remember, but if you go into the settings, you can look at different angles, and you can play with all the degrees of what those slopes look like, right? Slopes at the bottom corners. Move that over here. Rotate it. Copy. Move it over. And rotate. There you go. Alright. There. So I made some sloping angles right there. So now he can he can go and climb. The fun part is when you see the bouncing balls come in. Need more platforms. So a lot of this part is you're doing a lot of copy and pasting right now. Alright, so I'm putting that there. Make it smaller. So this is really getting you used to copying and pasting this. Now, remember I told you guys beforehand, as you can see, I've already gone through this before. So this is really just refreshing my memory with this. So this is actually helping. It's a quick review. So I got that. I'm able to jump everywhere I need to go to. Cool. I'm moving around, so let me use the L and the B. It's pretty sweet. The game is forming. And step 3 is done. Step 3 is done. Alright, keep going here, keep going here. So you can really start seeing it being built, right? See if we'll have something with that. So now there's talking about this is too far, right? So you gotta bring something else in. We're about to get to step 4. We might have time to do step 4, and then maybe continue the rest tomorrow. So let's see. Halfway through the programming of our game of tag. Yeah, I am zipping through this stuff. So you're gonna create another person to act as a tagger. Again, it's going through the reviews like just to refresh your memory. Okay. Before we make our tagger, let's adjust the position of the person a bit. All right. Move the person above the platform on the right hand side. So we're gonna move this because I think that what they're saying is there's a lot going on over here. So let's kind of move that person over here so he's on a platform. I want to say so it's easier to copy, but I'm not too sure. It's a good idea to move it's a good idea to move over the other node on attached to the person node on too. It makes things a little bit easier to understand. Great. Let's move that person over. Yep. Basically, they're saying you got to get some organization going on with your programming because it's about to get a little messy. So you got to be as organized as much as possible. So we're looking at our gaming screen. So now, instead of it being in the middle, we move them over to this. We move him or her or them to the side. All right. All right. Now we got to create our tagger. We can use another person for our tagger. I wonder if we can just copy and paste. Absolutely. Move this person to the other side. Alright. There you go, you got 2 characters. Try moving them with L and B. You can't. Okay? Now again, this is a 2-player thing, so when I start to move that other person, okay? It's gonna look a little funky because it's only me doing this by myself. Which is okay, you'll see what happens when you start moving the other one. So you still gotta program that one to move. But what you also notice in the game of tag, they both look alike. We gotta change the color. 2 players controlling one at the same time. Yeah. So I like that they're walking you through. They're telling you your purpose, right? Let's arrange it so that the tagger on the left-hand side moves with the L thumbstick and jumps with the L trigger. Got it. And the runner is gonna do with the right trigger buttons. All right. Again, walking you through step by step. They're gonna take you to the input, right? Stick movement. This is L. Alright. Track. Oh, to left. Okay, got it. I was about to say. There we go. I was about to say, I thought they were going to move that one over to the other side. I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't seem right. Especially since I'm a left-hander. So let's move that one over. That's right. Got it. Now we'll call upon another button node on by going to input, button press, using the L, and moving that one over here to the side. And we gotta move that one, make that one jump. So even though these are small, when you hover it over, you can see what actions they're able to do, right? So let's move that over to jump. Now, okay, ready to receive it. Next up, let's change the controls from normal. Yeah, because if you notice on this side over here, even though you can't really see it, they both are left. They both are left thumbsticks. So we gotta change this one to the right. So these are all left. We gotta change those. So we gotta select that one. We gotta go to our settings. And we're gonna select the right thumbstick there. Alright, close the screen there. The B button there. Settings, so everything that we do is going to be with the right. Hopefully I did this right because it was acting a little crazy. There you go. Let's enable the R button. There you go. Now you're able to jump with the R. Sweet! Last time I did this, it took me forever to figure out why it wasn't working. Like, why is it not working? It was something in my own settings in my controllers. So let's take a look. Let's check the attacker's controllers first. Alright. So, I'm on my left thumbstick. I'm not touching anything, so it's still me. There's nobody else here. I'm moving everything here. So, I'm using my left thumbstick now since I programmed it to move left and right, and then my left button to make it go up and down. Remember beforehand in the intro we were using our buttons, the B button to do that, but now we've graduated to using the left thumbstick and the L trigger, right? Now they're asked to do the same thing with the runner. So, same thing. So now I'm kind of doing both at the same time. So it's just me doing this all at once. But if there was another person in here, they would have the other Joy-Con. So But now you really can't tell who's who because they're the same color. Select the person node on here. Select. Change the color. Say make them red. Close the screen. Let's go here. Settings. Change the color. I want y'all to take a look at here before we change. So what you see here is how you can change the different positions, moving the speed, strength. That all comes later. Y-X rotation. I believe there was an X-axis at one point that the further you get to. But like, there's a lot of math that goes into all this. Close the screen there. Now let's take a look. And they are different colors. So now you can tell what's what. So the left is red. And the right is blue. Non-binary characters. Possibly. I don't know. Try running the tagger into the runner. Nothing happens. So if they run into each other, nothing happens. So they got to be able to crash into each other. Okay. Select. Select settings. Destructive. We gotta make them destructive. Close the screen settings. Select runner. Open the screen settings. Destructible. Now let's close the screen here. Now if they run into each other, they should smash into each other. They should break apart. Use the L to move into the runner. So let's see what happens when I do that. See? So now we pretty much finished the game. If you caught the runner and you want to press the retry, we're not going to retry right now. Or maybe they want me to. Hold on. This part I don't remember. So yeah, we tested it out. We're good. Everything looks good. And we have cleared step 4. Alright, step 4 is officially clear. We are not moving on to step 5 tonight. I told you this was a lot. But it was a lot in a good way, right? So we can do 5, 6, and 7 tomorrow. Because that's all we have left. That should take us up to the hour tomorrow. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hey, go out tomorrow or download it tonight if you have the Switch and take a look at it. This was really fun. So this was part 1, and tomorrow we'll look at 5, 6, and 7 with the Game Builder Garage. I hope you had a good time. I know I did. Thank you for putting up with me for an hour. I know an hour is a lot. Thank you for spending some time with me again. Feel free to share this out. Text people to come and join in tomorrow and look at 5, 6, and 7. And hey, they don't have to worry about going way back in the beginning, because as you can see, they review, here's what you learned. And so we'll go back and talk about some things tomorrow with this. But hey, this is called Game Builder Garage. It's on the Nintendo Switch. It's not anywhere else. And we'll talk about how you can connect I can connect you to my game if you have this game and the Switch. So guys, I hope you had a good time. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Hey, you know what? It's the hour. There's two things I want to say. The video game awards was tonight, and uh, there was something. If you have a PS5 or Xbox, sorry if you don't. I'm just saying if you do. There was there was some, there was the for the new Matrix movie. There was something that was released that you can download and look at. I'm gonna look at that tonight, hope and see what that was all about. But you can catch the video game awards that happened an hour ago if you missed it. I believe you can just Google video game awards. I believe it was on either the streaming channels. I don't know, P, if you saw it or not. It happened at 7 Central, so it happened an hour ago. But catch it and see what games were voted best for the year. Um, that's all I got, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you had a great time. I know I did. This is my first solo going out and talking to everybody. What you think? If you like, subscribe, keep hitting me up. I'm gonna try to keep doing more of these. You know, really truthfully, I was nervous about doing this, but hey, I'm gonna keep doing this up. It was fun. I will talk to you guys later. I will see you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central. Take care. Hey, happy Friday Eve. Take care, guys.